here are some cave dwellers, and they're saying that they have a whole century plus years of existence and so on, and it's a tourist attraction, etc. I believe that you see in certain countries the caves and you have paintings, and they're trying to say that humans were all probably cave dwellers, and then they came out and ventured out and this and that and whatever. And it's so far from what the truth is. The truth is that humans were created very nobly, and with endowed with some talents and some strengths and some abilities that we can't even imagine or even attain at this time. They were giants. They were massive. They could fit in a cave. But I think I understand what's happening with this cave thing. You see, when Cain killed Abel, according to the Bible, he was driven out of the garden and he went far away. And he and his people, they started to continue in the evil. And they come to the place where they say, you know what? We could have sex with those other creatures over there. And they started, and then, some going to be born looking like the animals. Some going to be born in between some animal features and some human features. Then there were those who still would maintain the human dignity and so forth, but still reducing in height and strength and all that. Until it came that the world was so populated that the Bible says that the sons of God, those who kept, doing the things right, and these guys who started having sex with all these animals met the sons of God, and the daughters of God met the sons and daughters of men. Because men created and men did things that changed the whole deal. And so those who looked more like the animals went into caves. Because you see, society has a variety of ways of taking care of business. Now we have cowards and losers crying out to the government and say, protect me. But society, if you leave it up to society, society will take care, because a lot of these cowards, when they grow up, they're the ones that buying guns and want to shoot you as soon as you talk for your rights. Now they were protected by the government to grow up, and not necessarily they would have died, it's just they would have had to deal with the bullies and understand how to live with the bullies, and knowing that they're not bullies and they're not strong. They buy a gun and want to shoot you up real quick. And so, they moved in there because society, they weren't looking like the normal people. They weren't looking like the giants, like the strong ones. They were feeble and maybe got animal tail and animal ears and so forth. So they went into the caves. And those who looked a little different, not necessarily animal or the giant humans, they went to a different location. And even those in the cave, when they continue having sex, some of the kids will be born back like normal, you know what I mean? Some will be born like the middle section, some will be born just like them. And I don't know, maybe they've died off now because we don't see them. And this is why God outlawed, or it's not smart to marry a close relative or a sister or kind of sibling. Because if you have offspring, it seems like in the genes there's this tendency to have whatever that isn't so pleasant and so good. And if you're so close in a relationship, these two genes going to be so somehow that you're going to have some brain dead kids and some kids born with all kind of funny things. Like in certain parts of the world where you have the people born with hair all over the face like if they're gorillas, I think that that's a sign of incest. Not necessarily the person said, I like my sister, I'll have sex with my sister. In that people are so promiscuous that it happened that the relatives might have had all the kids that they don't know about, and they hook up and got married somewhere along the line, and then these things come together, and then you have these funny looking people. You see some people, they have like if it's a tail. Some even got a step back like if they're gorillas. I've seen some of that. And so these cave dwellers look normal. They're just people that maybe poor and just looking to get some shelter down there. But the cave people that we read about in the books and were drawing in the caves and so forth, they were outcast, it seems, from society, because as they amalgamated themselves with different animals and so on and different things they did, you find that they kind of was it malformed and malfunctioned and all that kind of once they went into the caves there. And so this is why we have all these variations and all these problems, but I don't think that these folks are like the cave dwellers that were, as I said, a result of the incest or the result of them amalgamating themselves with some other animal or something like that.